and a very warm welcome to you all to Mindset for Life. Mindset for Life is a 2-session programme developed by the Australian Centre for Social Innovation and Port Adelaide Enfield Council and Council on the Ageing South Australia. We hope you're ready to learn together with your coordinator in your circle. Your coordinator has already been through this course and is ready to help you navigate your way through the sessions, through the discussions and through the videos. Please ask if you would like them to pause the video, replay a section, or break out at any point into a discussion. So if you're ready to begin, let's get started. This first session is called Reflecting Back. I want to take us back to 19th century Europe. The year is 1881, and Otto von Bismarck, the then ruler of Prussia, has just made a very radical suggestion to the Prussian government. He suggests that the state should support older people in some financial form. The idea was radical, and it took 8 years of argument, but by the end of the decade, the Prussian government had created a funded retirement system, the first in the world, which provided for citizens over the age of 70, if they lived that long. That was a big if, because at that stage in Prussia, life expectancy was more or less 70. So the reality was, even with retirement, most people still worked until they died. Moving forward to 1935 in the USA, and the Social Security Act was passed with an official retirement age of 60. At that stage in the US, male life expectancy was only about 58. From this point, things across the developed world began to change almost immediately. Health services got better, nutrition improved, and people started to live longer. Likewise, the workforce was changing, with more younger workers coming into the workforce. And in the 1980s, many countries lowered the retirement age in order to move older workers out of the workforce. But as the cost of social services and healthcare continues to rise beyond what is affordable for most countries, governments are reversing those policies from the 80s and are now encouraging people to stay in the workforce for longer and are raising retirement ages again. Many countries, including Australia, are looking at strategies to keep older people in the workforce, including measures to encourage employers to retain older workers and to challenge age discrimination in the workforce. So, as work patterns and life expectancy change, we need a new vision of retirement. Not simply that we stretch out full-time work until we're 95, but that we look at how we build greater flexibility in the workplace, staggered retirements, opportunities to recharge, to leave and return to the workforce. Perhaps retirement, as a point in time that marks our working life from our post-working life, will cease to exist in the future. The statistics on the screen come from the UK, but we think it's reasonable to assume that the picture in Australia is similar. These stats tell a great story of the different emotions and reactions to retirement. Yes, on the one hand, excitement and hope, but also significant uncertainty and anxiety. In this research, 56% of people said they didn't seek any advice or support to prepare for retirement. That's one of the reasons we've put together Mindset for Life. We want to help people reduce the uncertainties associated with this time of life and to more confidently pursue the opportunities that are meaningful for them. So, what is retirement really like? Is it the stereotype of a well-earned rest or a goal to work towards in the later years of your working life? Or is it in fact an enigma? Aidan Young from the Centre for Ageing Better in the UK says, while retirement is widely considered to be a time of relaxation and leisure, this is far from reality for many individuals. This transition can be difficult and stressful. It can result in the loss of structure and social contacts provided by work, with an attendant loss of identity, purpose, and social support. Before we wrap up this first section and hand over to your coordinator to lead your discussion, let's look at some inspiration from another culture. The Harvard Business Review article, Why Retirement is a Flawed Concept, cites the example of the famous Okinawa centenarian study. This study of men and women in Okinawa in Japan revealed that people live an average of 7 years longer in Okinawa than they do in the USA. They have one of the longest disability-free life expectancies in the world. Dan Butner and fellow researchers from National Geographic studied why Okinawans live so long. What did they find out? Among other things, Okinawans eat off smaller plates. They stop eating when they're 80% full, and they're put into social groups at birth which follow them through life. But they also have an outlook on life that is very different from those in the West. In place of retirement as the golden age of me time and well-earned relaxation, guess what they call retirement? They don't. They don't have a word for anything to describe the concept of stopping work completely. Instead, one of the healthiest societies in the world has the word ikigai, which roughly translates to the reason you wake up in the morning. It's the thing that drives you most. At different points in life, we might describe this differently, but for many people, a main thing that gets them out of bed in the morning is going to work. So what happens when you stop or change how you work? How do people redefine their ikigai? And even better, how do we build an ikigai that transcends work altogether?